I brought a piece of a chess game because I really love playing chess. I learned how to play chess from my eldest brother. He taught me when I was a little kid. And also because it has something to do with my passion for physics. Because there is an analogy that a known physicist, Richard Feynman, uses. He says that when you are doing physics, it's as if you are watching the gods playing chess among each other. And so for me also, I see studying physics as like trying to observe this universe and try to see what are the rules of the game, of this chess game that God is playing in the universe. Especially during the last 2 years of school, the subjects that I liked the most were physics and math. And I think in the beginning I liked physics because it looked a lot like math, which I enjoyed a lot. But it had something more. It was not just like playing mental games with yourself and inventing rules as you wish and trying to see the logic within those rules. But it's also like trying to understand something outside of you, the universe, nature. I came to Belgium in 2009, so from Spain, to start my studies. After the bachelor, I decided to do the master in theoretical physics because it was the most mathematical part of physics and I enjoyed it the most. And then during the last year of my master, really this possibility of doing a PhD came up and then I went for it. So what I did during my first year of education is I didn't take the whole first year of the bachelor. I only took like 36 credits out of the 60. At the same time, I was following courses at the ILT, the Institute for Leuven and Talent, which is a very nice place to study. They have very good teachers, a very good method. And so, but by the end of May of my first year in Leuven, I had already reached the level necessary to inscribe yourself in the university as a regular student. I was also living in a house with mostly Flemish students, so I wanted to be with Flemish people so that I would learn the language. During my PhD, I worked for models for trying to understand why the universe is expanding at an accelerated rate. I'm very interested in cosmology. I find it one of the most fascinating topics in physics because also coupled to this question about the expansion of the universe nowadays, why it is going faster and faster, it's very related to how the universe expanded at the very beginning. And during my PhD, I got the chance of trying to get your hands dirty on trying to answer some aspects of this question. Certainly, when you are at school, you get all these physics laws that you learn and all these subjects, and you get the feeling that everything is very clear. There are clear answers for every question. And every question you ask to the teacher, well, here is the answer. But then when you do research, you see that things are way more complex. There are way more nuances to every question and to every answer. And sometimes we are wrong, sometimes we are right. This I learned during my PhD. The thing I liked the most about my PhD was the interaction with other researchers. So in the department of theoretical physics where I was working, I made there really very good friends. And it was really very pleasant to go every day there and discuss ideas and ask questions to older students or postdocs or to my advisor. I had an advisor which for me was the best advisor I could get, Thomas. So he was always ready to listen to the questions I had and to explain, to suggest me papers and so forth. Either I would go further doing research, doing a postdoc, and then see if at some point you end up in a permanent position somewhere for keep on doing research. Or I also thought about physics education. I really enjoyed teaching. During my PhD, I had some teaching assisting duties where I had to give explanations about some subjects to first-year students or second-year students. I enjoyed it a lot. Every session that I had to give, I was really looking forward for going there and teaching and interacting with the students. During the last year of my PhD, I was reading in the news a lot of articles talking about the need for teachers, especially in Flanders, but I think in whole Belgium. And I saw it a bit like, in a sense, a calling, no? Like, I came to Belgium, I studied in a very good university. I've been 4 years paid by the Belgian state, no, to do research that I love, and spending the time of my life here. And since I enjoy teaching, it could also be one way of a little bit like giving back, no? From all what I got, all this knowledge that I got the chance to make, I can give it to the next, to the future generations. To start teaching here in Belgium, you can do it even without the teacher education, but of course it's not ideal, because then you start and the teacher education really gives you a solid foundation for your teaching at the school. But for me, it was a cold shower. I have to say that after defending my PhD, I thought, okay, it's done now, my education. But then I wanted to start working and teaching. And then I had to go back to the aulas, following lectures, making tasks, and so forth. But okay, in hindsight, I think now that I finished it, if I look back, it was a valuable time that I spent in these teaching courses. When I started looking for a school, I first went to another school in Leuven, and there I had an interview. But there, I think the director was mostly scared by, this is someone who comes from the academic world. This is school, this is not university. And it's not because you are teaching there at the university and you enjoy it, that you come here and you are going to enjoy it too. It's a different world. Other directors in other schools, they saw it as a plus point. When I was there in Italy, they were like, oh, you have a PhD, oh, very good, then you can transfer all this knowledge and so forth. It depends a lot. The time I spent as a PhD student, I think it really helped me to now teach better, and also to have more background knowledge, which is something you need. When you are teaching a subject and you have these students, 16, 17 years old, they don't need to be experts on physics to realize that when you are talking about something you really know, and you have spent time thinking about it and so forth. For me, I feel it as if it helped me. I'm happy I did a PhD before becoming a teacher. The skills that you develop during your PhD, and then this way of thinking and of trying to work rigorously and trying to pay attention to what you are doing and learning how to cope with criticism and to defend your position and so forth. These are all skills that are useful in any job, I would say. If you are in the first year of your PhD, my advice would be, don't think too much about what you are going to do later. Enjoy the opportunity that you have now for doing research, for reading papers that you like, for talking with interesting people. And don't try to instrumentalize the PhD, to use your PhD to get somewhere else. Try to see the PhD as a thing in itself, which has worth for itself. That would be my advice for someone in the first year. Of course, if you are in the last year, I'm not going to tell you, don't worry, wait until 5 minutes before the defense and then you think. Then it would be a bit different. But then it would really depend on the person. Me, I would say, if you like teaching, become a teacher. No? We need teachers, but okay, that's if you like teaching. If you don't like teaching, you have to think of something else.